Hello, I'm Kayleen McCaw, coming to you from Sarasota, Florida. Now, I mention that because I've been walking around on this earth for over 50 years. And Florida is the only place where there's confusion about whether or not that makes me old. I think it's safe to say that I am an old white lady. The AARP is convinced that I'm ready to join their ranks. And frankly, I've wanted to be a blue-haired old lady since I was 5 years old, so I'm pretty psyched to have made it. I met a blue-haired woman when I was just a little teeny thing, and I was convinced that she was a fairy. So I decided right then and there that someday, when I was old, I was going to be magic, and I was going to have a lot more fun. And that's where I'm at. Because I'll tell you the truth, when you hit 50, you do really come to the top of the hill and look down over the other side. And what's on the other side of the hill is a really clear view of the end of the road. And however long it takes to get from here to there is all the time that there's ever going to be all the things you wanted to be when you grew up. Well, I always wanted to be happy when I grew up. So I turned my mind to making that happen. And I'd like to help you get there too. So today, I'm going to teach you in 5 easy steps how to make the world's best hot chocolate. Because hot chocolate makes me happy. Step 1 is when you decide to give yourself something better than this. Yes, it's easy and you're used to it. But seriously, is that what you came into the kitchen for? Cocoa flavor and milk byproducts in a mass-produced tinfoil packet with rock-hard marshmallows inside? Is that really your heart's desire? There comes a day when you catch hold of the vision that hot chocolate has something more to offer, and you say yes, and you start to reach for it. Yes, I want something better in my cup, and I'm going to find out how to get it. Step 2 is when you start to actively learn how to make the good stuff. There are recipes online, there are recipes in cookbooks, there are videos you can watch, there are people you can call. Call your mom. Ask her how she made the hot chocolate you had when you were growing up. And then try those recipes. And if you like them, try them again. You start thinking about flavors and textures and how you can make a good thing even better. But even more important, if you try a recipe and you don't like it, you don't give up on the dream of making a perfect cup of hot chocolate. You change the recipe. Part of finding out what you want, part of learning what you like and how to get it, is not making the same mistake again. And that way you get the value out of every less than perfect experience. It moves you one step closer to finding out what works. In step 3, you choose your favorite version of all of the ingredients. Milk. I use almond milk because I have tried every kind out there and I think this tastes the best. Now, I grew up on a dairy farm, so I grew up with dairy milk, which always makes a skin on top of the cocoa. And you know what? I decided I didn't want skin on my cocoa. Almond milk. Dark chocolate chips, and lots of them, because dark chocolate is magical and full of plant mojo and really exciting flavors. I'm going to have some right now. Pink Himalayan sea salt, because it's pretty and it has a lot of character, and you want to put salt in your chocolate because it brings out the quality of all the other flavors. Vanilla, because it gives a roundness to the chocolate like nothing else can. Hot coconut oil, because it makes it rich and creamy and satisfying without having to resort to dairy cream. Also full of plant mojo. Chili peppers, grown in my garden, because when it's cold outside, they make me warm inside, and frankly, the little bit of burning flavor in my hot chocolate makes me feel like a badass. The last ingredient is sweetener, which I leave out, because frankly, I think there's something kind of sexy about all those bold flavors just standing up for themselves without having to hide behind a spoonful of honey. Can I get an amen? Step 4 is when you bring all of these amazing players together in one place. You put them in the pan so they can work together. When it's time to go shopping, you make sure you get the almond milk. You make sure you buy the chocolate chips, so when you open the cupboard, bam, there they are. Pink sea salt, yeah, I have that on hand. Coconut oil, why would I do without that? Chili peppers. Yes, I brought the plant home from the nursery last year, let it grow, and harvested the peppers so they would be there when I need them. This is going to be awesome. Step 5 is when the magic happens. That's when you let the stove do its work. Because the best hot chocolate in the world takes some time, like a half an hour time, pretty much the opposite of instant hot cocoa. And you cannot cheat by turning up the heat and trying to do it fast. You're going to burn the milk, and then it will boil over and you'll have to scrub the stove top too, in addition to having one more mediocre cup of hot chocolate. And who wants that? So set the burner on low, turn on the kitchen timer, and do something interesting for a half an hour, like watch some of my other YouTube videos, or toddle on over to my Celebrant website at thefoolishthings.org. Don't forget to sign up for my mailing list while you're there so you can stay in touch and get other tidbits of wisdom from this old white lady. I am Kayleen McCaw. I've been walking around on this earth for a while. I made it my goal to be happy, and I reached it. So until we meet again, I encourage you to reach for your joy and take your time. Because in the end, the cup of life you drink is only going to be as good as what you put into it.